How's it going, everybody? Tobacco review time. I know it's only been a few days since my last video, but I am quite literally on my last bowl of this particular tobacco that we're reviewing today. It is empty. There was just basically dust, right, in there. So, I mean, just a pinch or two of dust was left over, so I dumped that out. But, so the pipe we're smoking today, first of all, is a little. I think it's my third or fourth pipe I ever bought, something like that. Definitely in the first five. And it's a little Bjorn Viking, little eighth bent or quarter bent Dublin-ish shape there. Kind of, yeah. Let's call that like a, like kind of in between a billiard and a Dublin. Great little pipe. It's one of my favorites. I was smoking rope tobaccos a lot in college, and which would have been, well, I was smoking rope tobaccos a lot. I'd say 10 to 12 years ago. I still have some. They're jarred up. I just haven't really smoked them very much. And this is the pipe I was generally smoking them out of. Oh, why it happened that way? But the tobacco we're reviewing today, as you already know because of the title of the video, is Peterson's Elizabethan mixture, formerly Dunhill Elizabethan mixture. A lot of guys really like this tobacco. Or really like this blend. There's a lot of guys that really like it. I don't know 100% for sure. I think the guy that runs the Stuff and Things channel, I think that this is one of his favorites. I believe. I think he talks about it a lot, and I think I've heard him refer to it as one that he enjoys. This is one where, to me, the tin note and the actual smoking experience don't match up a lot. When I first opened the tin, I had one idea of how the smoking experience was going to be based on what I was smelling, and it was not that at all. The tin notes much sweeter than the actual smoking experience, much grassier than the actual smoking experience for me. The tin notes just straight sweet, dark fruits and grass for me. Which I was pretty excited when I smelled that. I thought that maybe I was going to add another good Virginia perique to my rotation. I was going to have to buy a bunch of it. I might still buy more. It's not well. Anyway, the smoking experience to me is much more earthy and woody than the tin note, the smell from the tin. It does put off good smoke. I have noticed that it's definitely it definitely puts out if you really if you're the type of person that likes large volumes of smoke in your pipe tobacco. My experience with this tin of pipe tobacco is that it does give that for me. It's not that important to me. Obviously, I don't like little wispiness, but I'm not a big, have to have like big, large volumes of smoke. The sweetness is just the sweetness isn't really there, which it doesn't have to be. The sweetness doesn't have to be there. I mean, generally you would think in a Virginia blend you'd have some sweetness, but this one, to my taste, it's not really there, which is fine. I enjoy the smoke without it. Um, to me, it's just much more earthy, peppery. I've said this in the past with perique. Um, I get pepper notes and mushroom type notes. Just that sort of, you know, rich, earthy, sort of, I guess, dark, but not sweet um, flavors and notes. This, to me, Peterson Elizabethan mixture has those qualities in spades. Like I said, to me, it's not a very sweet smoke. It's much more of a rich, earthy, mushroomy type of smoke. Sometimes, a lot of times with Virginia Creek blends, you'll get sort of a like a spicy note, but not a pepper spicy or a hot spicy, but like like a cinnamony or a nutmeggy or like a baking spice, clovey kind of note. Sometimes I don't get that very much in this. It's just straight sort of. I don't know how many times I can just sort of. It's just sort of that rich, earthy, earthy flavor. And part of that, I mean, it's kind of nutty too. You know, I think if I didn't know what I was smoking, I'd probably guess that there was some burley in there. But I don't think that there is. It's just sort of that it goes back to that earthy type quality. Sometimes you talk yourself into stuff too. Like I'm sitting, like I've smoked this whole tin, and I have not really noticed a lot of sweetness. And of course, now I'm just sitting here talking about it, and I'm thinking, well, there might be a little sweetness there. I don't know. I guess I'll just go with my prior experiences and say there's just not much sweetness there. Maybe just a little bit here and there. That's part of the reason why I like to smoke a whole tin of something, or close to a whole tin, at least a half a tin, whatever the case is, before I review it, because it gives me a lot of, I'm thinking about the blend and the notes I'm getting from it, as I'm smoking it, and I remember that, so that when I do a review, I'm not just sitting down and going, first impressions. I think that there's a place for first impression, tobacco first impressions. Maybe one day, or maybe I'll start doing some of those. But I think, right now I put out a lot of content related to, my experiences with certain blends, so I don't know if I need to do a first impressions and then do another tobacco review later. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it one day, but yeah, I don't know. I'm open to it, but I don't see myself doing it right now. I never smoked the Dunhill Elizabethan mixture, but I know of people that have smoked the Dunhill and the Peterson, and they say they can't really tell a difference. Obviously, most of the Dunhill now are going to be a little bit more aged than the Peterson blends, but they can't really tell a difference. I think that it's the same, and also I could be wrong, and I'm sure someone will light me up in the comments if I am wrong. But I do believe that this tin of tobacco was produced, even though it's got the Peterson name on it, was produced in the same factory that Dunhill produced their tobacco blends for the last 10, 15, 20 years of them being in production. Same people making it, same this, same that, everything, just different names. So if you like the Dunhill Elizabethan mixture and you're thinking that the heyday is gone or you love it and it's your number one, that's all you smoke, and you're thinking, well, I'm out of luck now because, no, you're not. Same factory, same guys making it, same everything. Different name, that's all it is. Obviously, there could be differences in, sourced tobacco, but it seems to me that those companies do a pretty good job of understanding that tobaccos could be different year to year, or batch to batch, or whatever, and planning for that, and also finding the best matches they can find. I don't think I've ever smoked something and then 10 years later been like, oh, this is a totally different blend to me, or whatever the case is. So I think to finish off the video, I think for me, I don't know. For me, I like it, but I don't think that I'm going to buy very much of it. I might buy a tin here or there just on a whim, but it to me, Elizabethan mixture does not offer it doesn't intrigue me the way other blends intrigue me. I don't know. It's just not. It doesn't it doesn't grab me. It doesn't grab you by the shirt, and say, pay attention to me. Like I said, it's good, but it doesn't excite me the way a lot of other blends do. So I don't know. Just doesn't really gel with me, But I do like it. It's just kind of like meh. I like it, but I don't know if I'm, I don't think, I definitely don't like it enough to go out and buy a pound or two of it, 10, 20 tins, whatever it is. I feel like it's going to be one of those things where I pick it up here and there as a change of pace. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's about all I got to say about it. I think it's, another, well, I guess I'll say one more thing. did that review on the Smoking Pipes 20th anniversary Dark Flake. To me, this is a little bit mellower version of that. So one thing I would say is that if you're really curious about what that Dark Flake is like, um, give this a shot. You know, um, the thing that I get out of the Dark Flake, you know, it's obvious, it is a little bit darker, it's a little bit more robust. That Dark Flake, you know, kind of has a cigar-like quality to me a little bit here at times, and this does not really have that same quality. But yeah, I would say it seems to me, when I was smoking them, because I was smoking them kind of at the same time, right? You know, I would smoke one in the morning, the other one in the afternoon, and it just felt like one of them was this one, Elizabethan, was a mellower version of that. Um, to me, the basic notes were the same, that earthy quality. Yeah, it's a good tobacco. I like it. It's kind of I don't know. It's weird. It's hard for me to explain. I think it's hard for me to explain because the tin note was so different from the actual smoking experience. Um, I would say it's just a very straightforward tobacco. Just, you know, not a lot of frills. Just very straightforward, good, solid components, and obviously good manufacturing and solid choice. And it's available, so that's in these times that's a plus too, right? So I like it, but probably not for me. At least not in large quantities. Maybe here and there. Adios.